Hey guys, come on in the room. Hope everybody's having a great day and um, hope everything is going well with you guys. So, tonight's topic, as you see, is part two of. Um, it's part two of. Hold on, I have to come back out. I forgot to turn my. That's okay. So, it's part two of domestic violence. Part two of self abuse. So I'm going to do part two of this tonight. I was trying to let this subject go, but God's not letting it go. So I got to be obedient to Him and just keep it rolling. Yesterday we talked about, I shared some of my personal experience of what I have been through and what I'm going through about self-abuse. So, like, I hear people may say that I don't have a sexual addiction, I don't have a cutting addiction, I don't have a spousal abuse. I just don't have nothing what you're talking about. And I hear you guys well. But here is the problem. Is so many people think domestic violence is just one little piece, but there's so many pieces to it. And self-abuse is where you just stop caring about yourself and start doing harm to yourself. You do not physically have to do it, but it's all kind of form to it. And sorry, God, I needed to turn off my Wi-Fi. But it's tonight we're gonna talk about I'm just gonna hit on some quick topics like you may not be cutting yourself, but let's talk about self-abuse to your credit. Because when you get stressed out, you go shopping. That's abuse, because it's going to take you a long time to fix your credit, because now you're looking at, okay, so what if I want to buy a house? I can't buy a house because my debt to ratio is just too high, because I don't maxed out all my credit cards. I don't maxed out my savings account, my checking account. I'm in the negative. You know what I'm saying? So it's so many parts that go to that. And also, let's talk about eating. Eating is a self abuse, because you stop caring about your body. So now you're stress eating, like you're going to the restaurant and you overeat, knowing that you had just ate, but now you're going to the restaurant to eat again. You spend a lot of money eating out because you don't know how to get rid of that I don't want to deal with myself issue. And that's basically what self-abuse is. Like, you stop wanting to deal with the situation and start finding other avenues for you to divert to, because you don't know how to handle the pressure. And I was just thinking as I was painting today, there's so much that I feel like I did not touch on. When you get health problems and the doctor tell you, hey, you have high blood pressure, you have diabetes, you have this sickness, that sickness. So you say, okay, I don't claim it. Don't claim it. You don't have to. But then they prescribe you medicine to get better. So in order for you to get better, yes, you're going to have to take that medicine. I do not personally like taking my blood pressure pills. Like, I hate it. One of the reasons why I hate it is because it makes the top of my hair right here thin, and my hair start coming out. It start like shedding, and then also I'm anemic, so I don't like to take my iron pills because it messes with my digestive system. So and I was saying that when I don't take what's good for me, I'm self-destructing my own self. Like, I'm killing my own self, because number one, probably the number one killer is silent killer. Like, not taking your blood pressure when you know you got high blood pressure. Like, I know it's not as high as it used to be, but it's still not under control. And I'm sorry, I'm not suggesting that I don't take my medicine. I take it when I remember. But it should be an everyday thing for me. Like, I should always know that when I get up in the morning, I need to take my blood pressure pill. That's just bottom line. Because if I'm not, I'm silently killing myself. I'm abusing my body. I'm abusing what the temple that God have gave me. I'm abusing everything about me. Because if my blood pressure don't get well, which means I'm not going to be here, like, to be here for my family. I'm not going to be here for my grandkids. I got lots of grandkids. So in order for me to get better, I have to take my medicine. I don't like taking my medicine. I hate it. Like, I hate it. I eat well. I eat very healthy. And those who know me that I like to cook healthy so I can stay healthy. But in not doing right, I'm killing myself. I'm silently killing myself to where I'm self-abusing myself. And that's just basic. Like, you self-abusing yourself when you don't do what the doctor have asked you to do. Not saying, oh, I'm not taking the medicine because I believe in God. Trust me, I'm down with God. Like, I am so down with God, but I'm abusing myself at the same time if I don't take my medicine. I'm just not doing, if I'm not doing right, I'm abusing myself. I'm abusing myself to where I choose not to live, but to die. That's just basically what it is, and stress eating. I don't have that problem because I'm really not a big eater, but I'm just naturally thick. It's in my blood. But even exercising, if the doctor say, okay, you need to lose about 20 pounds to get all that weight off of you, because I had knee surgery. So knee surgery is I can't be over a certain weight. It put pressures on my knee, and my knee swell up, and my knee just don't act right. So I'm self-abusing myself if I don't do that. If I don't do what the doctor told me to do, I'm just self-abusing myself. Unfortunately, like right now, like I was on a lot of steroids because I had a real bad asthma attack about a month and a half ago. So I know in order for me to get some of this weight off of me, I have to exercise. Like, I have to walk even through the pain. Like, I got to put my knee brace on and I got to hit it. But at the same time, excuse my neighbor, he got like a thousand dogs, seem like. But I have to take care of me, basically. Because if not, I can't preach to y'all, or not preach, I can't tell y'all about self-abuse if I won't take it for myself. If I won't do right by myself, how can I tell you? How? I'm contradicting what I'm saying. I'm contradicting what God has told me to say. I'm just contradicting everything. So I have to do better by me and stop self-abusing myself. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense to everybody. But that's where I'm at. Like, and self-abuse is also like you gotta always have people in your space. Why can't you just be alone? Is the pain that great that you can't be alone? And I'm telling y'all from experience, like, I used to have to always have people approval. That's self-abuse. Like, I was abusing myself because I needed people to make me feel good about myself, to make me say, hey, that's a good job. You did that. Okay, that's good. They praise me when I didn't need it. Only praise I need was God. But we seek out that attention, that person that says, hey, you doing good. You should do this and you should do that. But that's not what God designed. You have to love you in order to take care of you. And if you don't love yourself, this is where it goes. You self-abusing yourself. That's just bottom line. Like, you are self-abusing yourself. Like, um, everybody knows. Well, a lot of people know that I have a van, and it's a 1999 Cara Dodge van. And I brought it from an old man. It had 56,000 miles on it. I hit a lick. So when I hit a lick, means I got a deal. So when I brought this van, it was horrible. The paint color is horrible. Everything about the outside looks horrible. I mean, I need a paint job so bad. Like the bumper keeps coming off. I keep getting up under, and I keep tightening it to bring it back to life. And everybody be like, why don't you just get a new vehicle? Why? Why should I have to go in debt because I don't look good for you? Why? I'm just saying, like, why? Because I can go get a new vehicle. My engine is tight. My transmission is tight. Everything works. Why? I got tires on here. Like, I call it the family Lexus, because everybody get in here. And even my son, he didn't want to drive it. But you ain't got no car, bruh. So when he didn't have a car, he had to love to like the family Lexus. And I've been out of town so many times. Boy, I have probably I now got 105 miles on it, because it's all mainly highway miles. And so why should I have to abuse myself, get in debt, when I know, honestly, right now, where I'm at in the season, I'm trying to build a foundation for myself and to leave to my grandkids. My kids are grown, so I'm leaving to my grandkids. I want to leave a legacy for my family. But in order to leave a legacy for my family, I have to sacrifice something. So I chose to sacrifice a new car and build a brand for my family. So that's what I'm doing. I'm building a brand, and I'm leaving a legacy for my family. But in order to do that, I can't self-destruct. I cannot. I can't, go get into debt just so you can say, oh my God, I like your car, but this car don't pay no bills. That car wouldn't pay no bills. Like, it don't. Right now, it doesn't add up to have a brand new car and then don't have a place to sleep. A lot of people know I used to be homeless. So, in being homeless, I had to sacrifice some stuff. And I chose to sacrifice a lot of stuff just so I wouldn't have. There was a time I did not have a car, so I appreciate my family Lexus. Like, I take good care of it. I get oil changes. I keep fresh tires on here. I take care of the family Lexus. When your car won't start, the family Lexus is going to start, because I choose not to self-abuse myself and go get into debt. And that's basically what we're still dealing with domestic violence, but it's like, don't self-abuse yourself to please others, because others are going to come and go. They're coming and going. They gone. They coming and going. Then what you going to do? What you going to do after you done messed up your credit? You used to have an 825, but now you're down to a 300, because you chose to impress people versus impressing yourself. You got to change that mentality, because that mentality, you're killing yourself. Because now you got to work 2 or 3 jobs just to keep that image going. I call living with the Jones. You couldn't afford that car. And I am a licensed loan officer. I've been that way for like maybe almost 20 years. And when I became a loan officer, God told me that He was going to use me to help His kingdom. And a lot of people that come to me and need help in refinancing their house or getting a mortgage and stuff, I first want to know, like, how did you get into debt? What happened? What happened? Let them be like, well, I just maxed out my credit cards. I did this and I did that. But now you need me to fix your mess that you got into it. Like, I am a foreclosure specialist, but a foreclosure specialist which means I help you get out of trouble. How did you get into trouble? Because you self-abused yourself. You went shopping. You fixed up your house. You loaned people money, but you forgot to take care of you. And when you forget to take care of you, you self-abuse yourself. You just totally self-abuse yourself. Like you self-abuse yourself so much that now you stand in the need. I mean, you about to foreclose. They're about to foreclose on your house. So now you got to come to me to get it fixed. Not saying it's a bad thing. You need to take care of yourself. Stop self-abusing yourself. If you can't afford it, you just can't afford it. Wait your turn. Wait your turn. Just wait your turn, because your turn, the Bible says your gift will make room for you. You know, and I live, my favorite scripture is Mark 8:36. What shall it profit a man to gain the whole world but to lose his soul? Because now when you in debt, you turn around and you do whatever it takes to get out of debt. You do. You do. You take whatever's in you, and you just keep creating a monster after monster after monster after monster. But you self-abusing yourself. Stop it. Like, stop it. Stop self-abusing yourself. Stop when you stressed out, you go eat. Stop it. That's of the devil. That's of the devil, because now you 400 or 500 pounds. Not that big. Not that big. Please don't, because it lets me know that you stop living for you. You start abusing yourself because you couldn't face what was the real deep inside issue. If you don't face what's really inside of you, you're doomed. You're doomed. You're doomed. You're very deep. You're very doomed to the max, to where you have abused yourself. Now it started to go to a whole nother level. Like, you're climbing a ladder, and then you wonder, dang, how did I get here? How did I get here? Dang, I don't remember getting here. What did I do wrong? You self-abused yourself. You self-abused yourself to where you got to blame yourself. You have to blame yourself. You have to take the responsibility of you. And if you don't take responsibility of you and stop self-abusing yourself, you're going to spiral way out of control, more than what you're even willing to pay. Everything comes at a price. Everything. My high blood pressure came as stress. Stressing myself out to now I end up having to get on blood pressure pills. That was something I said I was never going to do, because I seen my family go through it. You know, and also, like, I ended up with diabetes because everybody that know me knew that I had a candy demon. I call it a candy demon because I would spend like $40 a month on candy. I mean, just straight candy. Straight candy. $40, and just was eat it. I eat candy before I would eat a dinner. But then when I end up with diabetes, it wasn't funny no more. It wasn't funny. Like, now I'm at a crisis. I'm in crisis because I hate taking medicine. So now I needed metformin to live, because my sugar was just like climbing. This is something I said I wasn't gonna never have, because I watched my grandmother go through it. I watched so many family members just go through this, you know. But I chose that battle. I chose it. Like, I chose that battle to self-abuse myself by eating so much candy a month. So much candy. When I was little, my mom used to get up every Saturday. We used to have to clean the house from top to bottom, wash the walls, do everything. And she would leave. I mean, we would leave after we clean up the house. We would leave and we would go shopping. I didn't like that. Like, because we didn't have a car, so we was on the city bus. So we would go to out to Greenwood Mall, out to Woodworks. Then from there, we'd go to Eastgate Mall, then to Washington Square Mall. So it's like, now what? Then when my mom became sick, it was a problem because I was afraid, because I was looking at my mom, and I didn't know, because she had bags, like the whole living room was full of brand new stuff, because before she got full Alzheimer's, she had a shopping demon, to where that shopping demon caught up with her. I mean, wholeheartedly. And my mother has always paid her bills on time, has always did everything, but she developed a habit that I didn't like. And because that today, I don't like to shop. I hate shopping. I hate it. Because my mom, I mean, we still had stuff. We didn't go without. Even though she brought everything on clearance, it still was a shopping demon. And with that shopping demon, I just didn't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't. I didn't want that demon. Because that demon is generational. Because it's a debt demon. It's a debt demon. That's exactly what it is. It's a debt demon. It was self-abuse. Everybody thought, oh, she got that on sale for like $5 or $6. So, that $5 and $6 could have been for my future. Could have been college money. It could have been anything else but clothes. So that my brothers them inherit my mom's taste for shopping and stuff. I didn't do it. I didn't want it. I did not. I hate to go to the mall. I just hate it. So, we still dealing with self-abuse. Because then, when she passed, I kid you not, and my siblings can contest it, like, my mom had at least about 50 brand new suits from Paul Harris. If anybody know Paul Harris is a store. I remember they used to call my mom and say, hey, Miss Palmer, you remember that suit you've been looking for a while? It's on sale. So she would get on the city bus and go out there and get it. But it was self-abuse. Because she didn't need it, because she had a whole closet full. So, my thing is, stop self-abusing yourself. Like, stop it. Whatever's causing you pain, deal with it. Because if you deal with it, you will eliminate so much mess. So much. And I pray these videos are helping you to reach, your goal, helping you to understand where you're at in life. Like, I hope these videos are just really ministering to you, but self-abuse is just crazy. There's so many layers to it, It's just layers to it. It's, it's like you can't deal with just one. But your thing is, excuse me, is how do I stop the self-abuse? Dealing with your issue. I know that now, like, I'm buckling down on my health. So I'm buckling down on my health to where I don't have to take this medicine. Like, I'm working hard. Like, I don't want to take medicine. I hate it. But I have abused my body because I stressed out. Even when I was on my diabetes medicine, like, I went cold turkey. No chips, no soda, no candy. Like, for 6 months straight, I went straight cold. Like, because I didn't like sticking myself. I'm not a needle person, so I had to stick myself 3 times a day. Make sure my sugar was level. Like, but I had self-abused myself over the years of eating so much candy and stressing. So I pray that you guys would evaluate your life. Whatever addiction it is, it's a self-abuse. Please deal with it. Deal with your issue. Deal with what caused you to self-abuse yourself. Please do it. Because if you don't, nobody else is. Anger is self-abuse. When growing up in school, I used to fight 24/7. My mom used to beat the bejesus out of me because I come on almost every week suspended from fighting. But I had a rage in me. I mean, a full-blown rage. Like, I would have a rage that only Jesus could answer. I did, you guys. I had a rage. I had a rage. I knew growing up because my mom, and if I can look back, my mom's thing was she used to stay at church 24/7. Like she'll go from church and then she'll go back and then she'll go clean up the saint's house. Like I think that was her way of dealing with so much that she had to deal with. As being a single mom, of 3 boys and 1 girl, and then had her sister too. So looking back, that's a generational thing. And I used to do that. Like I used to stay at church all the time. I did. I used to stay at church like 24/7. But that was my way of not dealing with my issues. And I felt like, okay, if I can go to church and serve God, he'll wipe away all my pain. But when I lay down at night, that it's like a projector. Like that projector will start. Like, zoom. Everything that happened in my life, everything that I was dealing with. So that became, okay, I need to slow down. Because, like, I have I have kids now. Like, I raised them in the church, and they was like, I'm done. I love the Lord, but I'm not getting ready to be in church 24/7. Not saying that, church is bad, but there's got to be balance to where start dealing. If you deal with your issue, you'll understand why you want to go to church so much. And like I said yesterday, prayer is the key. Prayer is everything. So please deal with, if it's the death of a loved one and you don't know how to deal with it, you got to start dealing with your self-abuse, because your self-abuse is it's out of control. It's really out of control. But you got to deal with it. Remember, it's just not cutting yourself. It's just not being sexual active. It's just not pill popping. It's other pieces to it. Like, what is causing you to spiral out of control? The quiet. Like, you can't tell nobody about that secret. Or you can't, you don't even know that you have addiction until you face you. Until you face you. And my prayer is this season, because I have been married. I'm sorry, my son. I forgot to push to not. My prayer is now, like, God, I don't want to go back into a marriage broken. I need to self-evaluate who I am, because I don't want to take that in another marriage. So I'm evaluating me. And evaluating me is being honest with me. So my thing to everybody is, don't self-abuse yourself. Don't. Find help. Talk about it. Go see a counselor. If you don't want anybody to know your business, fine. Go get a counselor. Let them minister to you. Let them help you for part 2 of your life. Allow them to partake and get you tools to deal with your stress or your issues that you keep avoiding just to make it. Even self-abuse can be like, you always want to help everybody else. Is that because nobody wanted to help you? That's something to think about. Why are you always running to help everybody else? Why? What's your purpose of running to help everybody else? But nobody can be there for you. Nobody can pick up the phone when you call. You got to stop self-abusing yourself. Stop being that savior. Be your own savior. Save yourself. My mom and them used to say, save yourself from this untoward generation. How about I save myself now? Kids are grown. I'm at a point in my life, even with my kids, I tell myself, I'm not your God. I'm just not your God. You got to go to God for yourself. But I'm quietly praying for them, and I'm quietly, asking God to show them their path and their wisdom. But I need them to go to God for themselves, so God can deal with their issues and their problems. I don't want to be everybody's fixer no more. I just want to love on Brenda. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you. I hope this has been a blessing to you guys. And I hope that it's helping, these little videos are helping you to deal with some issues and deal with you and deal with some problems that you're facing. So don't be afraid to self check. Check yourself. Check your motive. Check everything about yourself. Before you can help anybody, check you. Check you. Because what shall it profit man to gain the whole world but lose your soul? That's just bottom line. Like, what you prospering about? What are you gaining, but you losing you? What are you gaining? Just the people say that, hey, you did this. Girl, I remember I did that for you. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have got that. Your motive is wrong. Your motive is wrong. It's so wrong. You got to self-check yourself. Stop abusing yourself. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's crazy. Stop abusing yourself. Like, I can stay at home all day and be cool with myself now. Because I learned to love me and I learned to like me. I like me now. I like me. I'm always home. And I have a group of people that I go out with. But if it's not in my budget, I can't go. I can't go. I can't bankrupt myself. I can't. Stop wondering why your bank account is in the negative. Stop wondering why you don't have enough money to stretch. You can't stretch because you don't self-destruct your money. You don't maxed out all the credit cards, bank account in the negative because you had a shopping demon. But those who know me, I have a grocery store demon. I do. I can go to the grocery store and be happy and at peace. But I'm learning, like, is that a want or is there a need? Or is there, like, something I need to deal with? Why do I like to grocery shop? Why? Like, people can give me $100. I can stack up your whole refrigerator. Because that's my pastime. Like, that's what I do to relax. So, I hope you guys enjoy this. So, thank you for watching. And I'm going to cut this video short because I'm done talking. And I got to go finish painting. Yeah, y'all like my shirt? Yeah, I went to the Red Table Talk. Powerful. I met some powerful people. But today was part 2 of self-abuse. I love you guys. My prayers are with you. Pray about it. Fast about it. Talk to someone about it. I love you and have a great evening. Blessings to you guys. Bye-bye.